Hi, my name is Forrest Gump.
And I'm Todd Lynham.
Today we're going to talk about fibroids.
Fibroid tumors. Now,
A lot of y'all got?
78% of women have fibroids during their lifetime.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So that's almost saying everybody gets it at some point. So first of all, what are fibroids? Fibroids are there's uterine fibroids and there's ovarian fibroids. And they're basically there's tissue and waste matter that's been accumulated in your vagina and your uterus that actually grows. And it starts off, most people have might be the size of a pea, and it can grow to be as large as the size of a grapefruit. Now, if you have fibroids, one of the ways you can tell most people find out from their pap smear. However, if you suffer from some of these symptoms, this is one way to know that you may have it. So once you give them some of the symptoms, they might have it.
Your symptoms are going to be pain, heavy menstrual bleeding, constipation, you have miscarriage. Mm-hmm. These are the symptoms. If you experience any of these symptoms, difficulty getting pregnant. If you experience some of these symptoms, then there's a chance that you have a fibroid issue.
Now, when you're talking about pain, what we're talking about is pain during intercourse. That's because we decided you have fibroids. If you have menstrual bleeding, let me just explain that in more
detail. Pain when you have a menstrual bleeding. When you bleed, menstrual bleeding.
Right. So there's if your menstrual cycle is longer than 3 days, it's very likely that you have fibroid tumors. So those of you that are having menstrual cycles that are 7 days, you're basically hemorrhaging. And
wow.
And that's an issue because that causes other problems.
Hemorrhaging? Hold on, hemorrhaging. What's that?
Hemorrhaging means you're bleeding heavily. So that means you're not supposed to lose blood. The blood is you're not supposed to lose blood. Period.
Oh, I don't think that you understand what you just said. You're not supposed to lose. What are they supposed to lose?
You're not supposed to lose at all. Blood is your life. It's life in your life.
So then, why do women have cycles?
The reason women have cycles is because they're toxic. So when you're so if you're toxic, your body has its own intelligence, and this is one of the reasons why women live longer than guys, because the body will use the vagina as a method of removing toxins, where a man doesn't have that same vehicle. So you first use your colon, your urine, your skin. Mm-hmm. Stuff come out of your lungs, could be your kidneys, liver, all these are to remove toxins. Now, if these channels are not working properly, your body will find another channel. That's why people get pimples and start pushing them out your skin because you're not getting it out of your colon and not coming out the other ways. So if you're very toxic, your menstrual cycle will be long because now your body's using the uterus or using your vagina to remove toxins. That's why by
way of blood.
Yeah, right. So
and I hear women say they go 5, 6, 7 days.
That's a problem. Anytime you're going more than 3 days,
they're hemorrhaging.
You're hemorrhaging, and so
meaning you're just bleeding up.
And so if you're bleeding that heavily,
unnecessarily.
If you're bleeding that heavily, that means that you're probably going to be anemic. So that's why you're going to have cold hands. You're going to be lower iron in your blood. So it causes other problems. I don't know if they're waiting for the room or not.
They can have it there. So it causes what now?
Causes iron deficiency. Now, one of the things that's also troubling is that when you're on your cycle, you're using sanitary pads that are bleached, which is it's diabolical. But sanitary pads that are bleached, you would never put a chemical next to your vagina because that bleach is leaching into your vagina and into your uterus and can cause ovarian cancer, can cause fibroids to grow faster, and actually it makes you bleed heavier. So now the companies that sell these pads can sell more pads to you because the pad itself makes you bleed more.
Ain't no woman finna listen to you about that, man.
They don't have to listen to me. I'm not
asking them to give up their pads.
I'm not asking them to give them their pad. I'm asking them to change their pad. There are actually natural pads you can use that you can get at health stores that don't have the bleach on them. They'll be a brown pad. It's like a light brown pad.
Did y'all hear what he just said? Y'all got to give up them bleached pads because they bleached.
Yeah.
And the chemicals are causing problems.
Chemicals will cause you to have problems later in life.
Wow.
Now
they don't know that time.
No, but their common sense would tell them that they wouldn't put anything bleached next to it.
No, because they wouldn't do it if they had the common sense to know not to do it.
Okay.
You think?
Well, maybe they don't know, but they're not thinking about it like we're thinking.
Right. So we want to know what caused the problem, and it ain't even happening to us.
Right, but it's a factor. It affects me in another way.
80%.
Because if you have what's called pain during intercourse, you're less likely to engage in intercourse.
And so the man gonna get mad.
So then you can lead to other issues in your marriage, can lead to issues, that can compromise your family.
All because of a fibroid.
Right. So things that you want to do to prevent fibroids is stay away from dairy consumption. Now, the main thing is this dairy and it's an elevated estrogen level. That's what's called.
Well, they got to stay away from hormone disruptive chemicals.
Correct. So, if you're eating meat, a lot of the meat that's grown today is given female hormones that make it grow faster. And so if you're drinking milk, you're going to get those same hormones. So you're going to have elevated estrogen levels, which is going to lead to you possibly getting fibroid tumors. So that's one thing you want to avoid. Now, do you have a list of foods that they can eat that are good?
Well, they can actually eat.
That will help them reduce it. Yeah.
Plant-based foods. You got to use alkaline food, plant-based foods. Again, it starts at the diet, so it goes back to the diet. Now, if you're talking specific foods,
so green leaf vegetables and stuff like
yes,
that. Yes. Okay.
Again, plant-based foods, specific foods with alkaline in it. Foods that will neutralize some of the effects of some of the chemicals, because they use a lot of byproducts. They use a lot of products that actually have hormone-altering chemicals in them. Just everyday stuff over the counter that they use and bathe with can cause fibroids, like you said, the tampons, the inserted in the pads.
Yeah. So then you can also, if you're constipated, that's a sign that you may have fibroids. If you're habitually constipated, difficulty getting pregnant, that's a number one sign. So people that have difficulty being pregnant, they're often labeled as being infertile. You're not infertile, you're fertilely challenged. So there may be something that's blocking your fallopian tube, so that's why you can't get pregnant.
You're not infertile.
Yeah, you're not infertile.
What are you?
Fertilely challenged.
So you can actually fix that.
You can fix that.
Because you're not infertile. And that means the majority of the people who think they're infertile are not infertile.
No, a lot of times. Being infertile is a physical. That's a physical thing. You actually cannot be getting pregnant. But if you're fertilely challenged,
but that goes back to, people. Would a woman think that she's infertile?
Some women will. Some women are.
But
actually
again,
infertile.
you say
some women are actually infertile. However, you cannot be able to get pregnant because your fertility, you're challenged in that area based on there might be a fibroid blocking something or something. There might not be anything physically wrong with your body, but there might be something that's preventing you from getting pregnant. Now, if you're actually infertile, it doesn't matter. You can't get pregnant regardless.
Right. That's what I was basically looking for. What was we know fibroid can make you have a miscarriage, but it won't stop you from getting pregnant.
No, it can make it more difficult.
Right, and you can also lose baby.
Right.
Miscarriage.
So if you have fibroids, you definitely want to stay away from alcoholic beverages, especially hard alcohol.
You said dairy.
But dairy too, yeah, dairy. Definitely want to stay away from your milks and your yogurts.
Hormone-based meats.
Yeah.
And that's 90% of the meats.
Yeah.
If it's not grass-fed, halal, then it's hormone-induced.
And so, basically, we've created products that will help you. Well, let's go back a little bit. So when you have fibroid tumors, the first thing doctors usually tell you, let's wait. Let's see if they grow any bigger. They're not really a problem. Let's wait and see how this is going to work out.
Hold on. He said, let's wait?
Most of the time they tell you to wait. They want you to wait and see what's going to happen. Now, the reason they tell you that because they don't want to perform surgery right away because the fibroids aren't that bad. They may be only like the size of, a grape. So it's not causing a major issue.
Yeah, but there's a growth on that person.
Right. So, but because they don't have a method to reduce the growth, they're not offering. They're saying let's wait and see. If they get worse, then we have to take other means. But at this point, we're just going to wait and see. That's what most people have fibroids. They're in the holding stage. The doctor's not doing anything yet, but they're not recommending them how to change their diet and lifestyle to prevent them from this fibroid to shrink. So they're in the wait and holding stage. So then what happens is they go back a year later, 2 years later, now the fibroids have gotten a little bigger. So now the doctor has to recommend, let's see what we're going to do. We have a couple options. They can go in and scrape the fibroids off, which is very painful, or they can remove the uterus completely. Now,
That's the solution they give.
Now, removing the uterus is an extreme measure. That's like, you pulling your whole inside out there, and that means you can't have any babies anymore. And then you also have to deal with like mood swings because you don't have a method.
You're out of balance.
Yeah, out of balance. So now they're going to prescribe something like Premarin. And most people don't know what Premarin is, but Premarin is derived from pregnant mare urine. That's where they get the name Premarin at. So now you're taking a hormone replacement from a pregnant horse.
People don't know that
because you don't have the ability to produce your own hormones now. This is something that can actually be reversed. So there's herbs out there that you can actually take to reverse or shrink the fibroids before they get so large that you have to take steps like hysterectomies or have the fibroids scraped off of you. So we've come up with our fibroid reducer formula. And
it works.
It works. It takes time. Now you've developed these fibroids
over time,
20, 30 years. So it's going to take some months for you to actually reduce the fibroids. But what you need to do is first eliminate or reduce as much as possible the meat consumption. Second, reduce or eliminate the dairy consumption. And then you also start eating green leaf vegetables. Eat more a plant-based diet. And then we have herbs in here, like we have, what's in here? Red raspberry leaf, white oak bark, Vidix, black cohosh, red clover, donquois. These are all herbs that are going to help you to activate charcoal also in there. That's going to help to shrink the fibroids slowly over time. So if your fibroid is like a size of an orange, it's going to go down to a lemon, then try to get it down to the size of a grape, and eventually it will go away. It just takes time.
Potassium is good.
Yeah, potassium is good as well.
So what you got to do at this point is you got to educate yourself, because if you're in that 80% range, which you probably are, you're going to want to know how to stop it, what you can do to prevent it from happening to you, so you can get out of that 80% range.
Yeah, and this affects you. This affects you on so many different levels, because if you're hemorrhaging like that, that means you have to take more days off work. You might have to take an iron supplement. Now if you're taking an inorganic iron supplement, now that's going to cause you to dry up your intestines. Now you're going to be cramping. So now you have all these other issues. So these things are reasons why when your menstrual cycle, now you're like, why am I cramping so severely? Because you're taking the iron supplement that's dry up your intestines. So now you're causing more problems by doing the wrong things. And you can't know better until you can't do better until you know better. So what we're trying to do now is provide you with the information to arm yourself so that you don't make the same mistake that everybody else does. Because you never know, you might want to have more children. You might want to,
You might want to have some entertainment.
Yeah,
painless entertainment. Well,
okay, that's true.
So but again, our job is to point out so that you don't have to suffer.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a situation that can be avoided
easily.
It can be avoided,
prevented.
Yeah, so that's number one. We want to prevent it first. But if you do have the issue, we want to show you how to correct it without the surgery and the hysterectomies and the issues where you actually compromise your health further by trying to deal with one situation.
Stop going under the knife.
Right.
That's my recommendation. Get some knowledge so you don't have to go under the knife. Too many people go under the knife and then regret it later.
Right.
I mean, that's just, you don't have to do that. Don't get all scraped up and get your uterus taken out. Don't do that. You don't have to do that.
And that's one of the reasons why we started this company, because we want to make sure that you have the knowledge necessary to make a better decision. We don't, like, for example, you may not know there's herbs out there that can solve this problem, but that's why we created a problem, so you don't have to do the research. You don't have to be up at night trying to figure out what do I take, what combination of herbs can help me. We've already done the work for you, so all you have to do is go on the site and find our fibroid reducer formula and take it religiously.
There are herbs out there that will fix your issue. We've done the work for you. All you got to do is follow through and begin to do the things that are going to make your life better and easier.
Mm-hmm. And it's, not only will this reduce the pain that you're associated with fibroid tumors, but it will improve your relationship. It will, make you not go through mood swings. You won't have issues where you have to take off work. These things can all impact you on several different levels. So we want to make sure that you have a plant-based natural solution to prevent you from having these serious issues like fibroid tumors. And now fibroid tumors aren't cancerous, but they are problematic for you. And so they definitely want to get rid of this problem as soon as possible. And I know a lot of women that have fibroid tumors. Most women I talk to have fibroid tumors. They have had it for years. They just have been dealing with it for years, and hopefully it's not compromising, their lifestyle.
Well, the fact that they've had it for a long time, it just goes to prove that the body has the ability to reduce it or even make it go away.
Right.
And if you've had it for that long, then your body maintained at that level for a long time.
Yeah.
And that means your body can get rid of it.
Right. And it's like, I just want to make sure people have an option before they do the drastic measures.
Because we believe surgery is drastic unless it's an emergency.
Yeah.
And don't wait for it to become an emergency so they can become drastic.
Mm-hmm. And so customers that actually use our fibroid formula, they buy it every month. Yeah. And over time they'll go back to the doctor the next year and be like, oh yeah, I see that your fibroids are going down. What are you doing? And they tell them, oh, I'm just eating better, or whatever they might want to share with the doctor. But it can take a couple months. Some people take years to get your fibroids down, depending on how big they are, and then what you're actually eating. How serious are you about getting rid of this problem? So if you're going to let go of the meat, let go of the dairy, start eating more plant-based diet, then this will go away much faster. But don't let it get to the point where it's, you have grapefruit size. Grapefruit is huge. I mean, grapefruit size fibroid tumors. If you do like a Google search on fibroid tumors, you would not believe how big it is inside of your body. That is, it's a growth that does not belong there. So definitely want to take our fibroid formula. I'm going to show it to you one more time. It's called our fibroid reducer formula. And the way you find it on our website, you go to www.theurbanherb.net. You click on our category herbal formulas. That's where most of our formulas are, and they're all in alphabetical order from there. And go through there, go to the section of F. You'll see our fibroid reducer formula, and hopefully it'll give you the results that you need.
My name Forrest Gump.
And I'm Todd Lynham, and we appreciate you calling today, and we appreciate you listening today. And you can find us at www.theurbanherb.net.
And you can reach us at 888-619-4372. Thank you.
Thank you.